Uh, uh, uh. Anyways, welcome to another day, another video. This one, not as exciting as the other past videos. This is day 162. It's 1:38 a.m. right now. I'm at a bit of a standstill. So last episode, we talked about manufacturing costs, and that we know that this stuff's real, that it's possible. Now, I don't know. It's really hard for me to kind of fathom the idea that it takes a while for me to actually get good at something, and that truly the only way I can really get properly good at it is if I consistently fail and learn from my failures. But there's a part of me that I'm sort of like stuck to, where it's kind of like I don't want to be failing all this time, and I want to get good at it now, and I want my stuff to be good now. But it's this path of esoteric wisdom that you can only really attain such skill from constant failure and learning from your mistakes. And with that mindset, it's kind of put me in a standstill right now, where it's like my pieces are no longer really, they don't look that cool to me anymore. They're not that, they speak to me, but they don't look visually as cool. And it's not in the case that they don't speak to me in a way about its significance. They do all offer some sort of meaning and something that's still aligned with my brand. But the clarity of my brand is slowly dissipating just because the designs I'm producing and kind of the visions I have for this brand, just the dreams I have, the absolute dreams, the biggest of wildest dreams I can imagine, are not currently aligning. So there needs to be a change with the way I approach the designs. But I learned that you shouldn't be afraid to show off your designs because it's a creative space, and it's not gonna be perfect at the start. Um, there's this book made by another brand called House of Errors, and it's literally called The 5 Years of Errors. It's literally 5 years of, the man's personal experiences and how he built his brand. And he talks about trying to curate and consume less and create something from your own genuine taste, and to stop referencing things that you are consuming media wise. And that is such a core concept that I need to start adapting and adopting to, just because I feel like that is a problem I'm having right now, because I have such a lack of expertise in graphic design and just designing in general. I'm starting to just kind of copy and plagiarize almost, and use as reference points just media that I'm consuming. In terms of clothing, like I'm literally just watching clothing brand reels all day, um, kind of thinking that I'm doing research or trying to get inspiration, but whole time I'm just kind of feeding into the slop that is, which is basically only going to produce a product that is generic to the naked eye and makes me just a Buzz Lightyear. Um, and if you don't know what I mean by that, uh, it's essentially Um, the Buzz Lightyear photo is this. If I was to curate something that is only based off the reference points of certain media that I'm consuming, I would end up like this. A Buzz Lightyear, I'll be one in a million. And that's because the media I'm consuming is media that everybody else is consuming. So they're all getting the same ideas, same references, and it's just not something that works, you know. Um, you're supposed to use your own personal, consciousness as a reference point to what you like. Um, and it's just like I'm just because I'm so bad at graphic design, I don't know how to like I have visions for things, but I do not know how to properly execute it physically. Um, and what I'm trying to do now is learn graphic design. I'll probably need to start switching to Photoshop and Illustrator soon because Procreate um, doesn't offer a ideal way to vectorize your images for your graphics, which is something that you need to do when you're wanting to do screen printing, so that the images don't turn out pixelated when you upscale them. And Procreate doesn't really do anything like that because they're made for artists who stay on the screen, digitally. They don't really tamper with anything printing wise or graphic design for all that matters. Um, but yeah, I really want to buy this book actually. The 5 Years of Error. It's like $60 after shipping, which is quite expensive. So maybe not yet, but yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to get better at graphic design so I can produce better clothing and something that has more intention and significance. Because so far I've just kind of been ripping off graphics off of Pinterest and tampering with them to kind of create my own my own graphic. Like I'm sure that's legal as well. Just taking other people's photos, editing them, splicing them together in a way that creates something somewhat more unique and original. But the graphics can only cater so much to a vision that I have. But if I really wanted to hone in on that vision, I'm gonna have to make it myself. In my own eyes. Um, that's obviously hard because I don't really know how to do any of that. Uh, and yeah, I should not be afraid to put out any pieces because I'm gonna learn so much more. Um, and eventually I'm gonna get a lot better at it, designing it, and creating things with more meaning, more intention. Um, I just need to trust my intuition and trust in my passion. Um, yeah, I shouldn't really be afraid to show what I'm trying to create. I just want to ensure that it's something that I'm proud of, but some reason setting the bar too high. When I'm consuming more media, I kind of get lost and I lose my own perception of things around me and things that I should really be taking inspiration from, like just going outside and seeing the world. I think that perception is, in terms of design, the key factor to creating something. And what you don't want to do is harm that by providing yourself with so many perspectives that it clouds your own one. Uh, and so yeah, I really don't want to be just another copy and paste brand that has the same designs. And that's why when I was making these pieces, some of them I was going through so many iterations because of all the media I consumed. It gave me it may have given me a bunch of ideas, but they were ideas that are very generic to any normal Instagram streetwear brand, that have felt kind of inauthentic to me. And I would say, inauthentic to what I'm trying to do. But at this point, I'm not even fully sure, and nor do I really understand what I'm trying to do. You know, it's like the possibilities are endless, and I'm just almost infinite with everything that I can create. Um, so by sticking to my own taste, I'm able to hone it down. Because yeah, it's just when you're able to follow your own heart and instinct, it's easier to create something that you can feel more proud of, regardless of what other people say about it. As long as I feel that looks good and I know that it's good, that's more fulfilling than anything really in this world. Um, yeah, that comes with learning graphic design. So I've been trying to, you know, I could set out and put out a new piece, or put out a piece right now and move on to the manufacturing part, but I want to take more time into learning how to actually produce quality pieces, and curating more than just copying, um, taking elements from things that I see in my own life, and looking at things at a certain way from different perspectives, and implementing kind of values and meanings, or like lessons that I learned in my life, and trying to visually visually you know depict that. uh, and it's hard, bro. It's pretty hard, but yeah, we'll see what I can do. Probably we'll try to rework these shorts. uh yeah, I guess that's it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.